The paragraphs are often too long for me to read, maybe reading the same sentences again and again. I often don't know how to extend my answers long enough. I often get stuck thinking for ideas. I don't often have a clear structure when writing, which is NLP, a new method of learning vocabulary. The method is NLP, a process that involves 6 steps when learning new vocabulary. So after careful guidance, I can now listen effortlessly during extended speech.
Hello everyone, I'm Nguyễn Nguyên Trãi, currently studying at Lê Quý Đôn High School for the Gifted. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience with the IELTS test, specifically the writing part. I recently got an 8 overall in the IELTS test and also an 8 in writing, so I think this will be a valuable experience for you guys. Now I'm going to be diving into the struggles that we all face when preparing for the IELTS exam. For the reading part, the first difficulty that I face is that the paragraphs are often too long for me to read in the given time of the test. I often get stuck on several questions, maybe reading the same sentences again and again. And for the speaking part, I often don't know how to extend my answers long enough. It's one of the criteria of the IELTS speaking exam. I cannot maintain my fluency. I often get stuck thinking for ideas halfway through part 2, so it really hinders my score. As for the writing part, the main difficulty for me is that I don't often have a clear structure when writing, so this severely limited my score regarding to the task response criteria, and I often have no clear ideas expansion in the writing part, so it also affects the task response criteria. Initially, I was a bit frustrated with these difficulties, so I started to find ways to mitigate this. I was attracted by WISE English through Lưu Minh Hiển, founder and CEO of WISE English. He was the valedictorian of Manchester City and an alumnus of my current school, Lê Quý Đôn High School for the Gifted. Due to his prestigious, I decided to do a mock test here at WISE English, after which I would introduce new learning methods, which is NLP, a new method of learning vocabulary. The method is NLP, process that involves 6 steps when learning new vocabulary. So instead of just learning the meaning of the word that you want to use, you also need to know all the nuances of that word. So maybe the word formation of that vocabulary that you want to learn. Maybe if you learn a verb, you should also learn its counterparts, like the nouns, the adjective, and also its synonyms, antonyms, in order to implement them correctly in your writing with the right context, because different words have different meanings and many other nuances. So this is the difference of WISE English, and so I decided to take on a new learning path here. Now let's move on to some practical tips for the IELTS test. Let's start with the listening part. I think the first tip, the first very practical tip that I could give is to surround yourself with various listening sources so that you can understand a wide range of accents, and also it's passive listening. So whenever you're free or maybe you're traveling, running, just try to turn on some YouTube videos about topics that you love. And for the speaking part, listening is a way to also improve your speaking skill. You can learn varied accents and improve your pronunciation through mimicking the native speakers. And when it comes to the reading part, try to widen your lexical resources by reading a wide range of novels, stories, or whatever you like. But also you need to know the
in and out about the technique to read quickly, because the reading test is about time and speed. So you have to know how to skim and scan the passage quickly in order to complete the test in the given time. Moving on to the writing part, the first and foremost thing to do is to understand the rules, the marking criteria. So therefore, main marking criteria of the writing part, and you should know all of the criteria in order to know your weaknesses. For cohesion and coherence, try to vary your discord markers in the writing. So maybe instead of using however, you can use nevertheless to vary the discord markers. And for vocabulary, try to understand the nuances of the word that you use, not just a superficial understanding of that word. And finally, try to read more so you can pick up more grammatical structure and a wider range of vocabulary. So after careful guidance, I can now listen effortlessly during extended speech, and also I'm now more assertive and willing to speak at length in unfamiliar topics. For reading, I can now read a lot faster because I don't have to read individual words. I now read in chunks, so this is also a tip to improve your reading speed. For writing, I can now write fully developed answers with a clear structure, and so I don't get lost halfway through my writing. With patience, persistent efforts, and clear guidance, I have mastered this English language, and I believe this is a clear indicator of my language ability. And I also believe with determinations, you can also achieve what I have. If you're facing challenges in learning English, Why English is here to help you in every possible way. Thank you for listening.